welcome back. This is the SoWatchPodcast. I'm your girl, Kate.
I'm your girl, Treasure.
And welcome back, guys. We missed y'all so much. If y'all haven't really tuned in, the last video we did was Lilo and Stitch, and we loved it, y'all. But you know what? Literally right after we watched Lilo and Stitch, we're hearing the word on the street was, there's a movie that's apparently the hottest movie of the summer, early take. It's rated 8.1 on IMDb, 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. And me and Treasure are like, what movie is that? And in case y'all didn't already figure it out, we are talking about How to Train Your Dragon. And we're going to give you our take on what we liked about the movie, maybe what we didn't like so much, and whether do we think that this movie was better than Stitch, and is it really the early take for the best movie of the summer? So with that, we are just about to get in. Guys, if y'all haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below. We would really appreciate that. We want you to be a part of the SoWatch crew. And we don't want y'all to miss any of our other content. Much we love y'all. Get back to the video. All right. So, Tresh, did you watch the Disney one of this one, of How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah. So okay. Whenever I found out that this was coming out, I initially was like, okay, yes, on the to-do list, I have to watch it. Mm-hmm. I have watched, certain scenes of it, but I never watched the full thing, I can say. And so it's I kind of knew here and there what was going to happen. I was telling you when we watched the live action, but I didn't watch it. Yeah. And so, as well as you haven't watched it. So our take is going to be probably the only one on the internet of people that did not watch the original. So we don't have anything to compare it to. We were just watching it for what it is, basically, and no comparisons, like we did for Lilo and Stitch. But I do know, the only thing I can compare and contrast is that I do know that Astrid is different.
Yes.
That's the only thing I know, actually. Was there anything else that we heard?
No, that's the only thing that I heard, that we knew was different. In that movie, in the Disney version, whereas this one, she looks like she got braided hair and stuff like that. So I think maybe that's really the only thing that I saw that was personally like from it. But in all honesty, I think this is actually a good take, because this is just from someone that's going to watch a movie and has no expectations in mind. I'm just here to watch hopefully a good movie and walk out, as opposed to for us, Lilo and Stitch was about, okay, is it going to be give me that nostalgic feel that I really wanted, and what did they do here that they didn't do in XYZ, whereas this is not going to have any of that. So it's really an authentic take of just good movie, bad movie. I'm going to say, y'all, that this movie was actually fire, pun intended, because...
Wow, that's so corny.
I know.
Oh
it's
my God.
I don't even care, but this movie was actually fire. I remember because me and Trey sat beside each other, and I was like, ooh, no. My whole feel, I went through every roller coaster of emotions throughout this movie, and as somebody that never watched the other one, I was like, I ain't watching this, because I'm not really a Pixar-ish kind of Disney. Never mind. I'm happy I didn't watch that and then go and watch this, because then it'd be like, why did I waste my time? I feel like, for me, why did I waste my time watching the Disney one, for how good this movie actually really was for me. Do you have a different take?
I don't necessarily feel like that. I do think this movie was really, really good. Do I think it's the movie of the summer? No. I don't know how they could possibly say that whenever Stitch was before it. However, I do think that it was a good movie. I do think that when I saw the comparison, and whenever I saw the comparison of the characters versus how they did it in the live action, I thought they were pretty spot on. I thought that the dragons were really well done, and were some of them were actually terrifying. Yes, and I was some of these belong in Jurassic Park, because it was scary as heck, looking at them. I did think that Jared Butler did a good job.
Oh, fantastic casting on that one.
And fantastic. I feel I feel like the atmosphere of the movie was believable. Yes. And everyone that was acting in it, I think they were all good actors.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this was really, those dragons were absolutely terrifying. I'm not even gonna joke, y'all. That dragon at the end that was the queen or whatever, I was telling Trash that I'm squinting my eyes because this looks scary as heck.
That one wasn't scary.
It looks scary, but what's his name's dragon was also kind of scary too. What's his name? Slipknot? The guy. What's his name? You know, the one that was he liked Astrid, and he's it was some weird name, but his dragon, the red one, y'all, whenever literally Hiccup went to go touch that one, I was like, bro, don't touch. that one looks scary, but yeah, they're all like, you know, it made me, I was catching my feels, and Toothless was like spot on. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm talking the time whenever the dad was trying to take Toothless and put him into, and like, put the harness on him and everything and like basically caged him up. Girl, I was like almost a tear because I was just like, no.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that I don't like about these movies in general is I just don't like that like parents don't ever like listen to their kid.
Yeah.
And like they think they know what's best. I like in every single, I know that's like a standard for like all of these movies, but I just like, at least that wasn't in Lilo and Stitch, but I'm gonna be done comparing them now. But I don't like that in any of the movies. So like I think that was what like kept me away from this one, because I was like, okay, I've already seen it in Brave, I've already seen it in, you know what I mean? I've already seen it in Brave, I've already seen it in The Croods, I've already seen it. So I was just like, okay, I don't really need any more of them. And so I can't stand that, especially whenever it's like the proof is in the pudding, where toward, spoiler alert, but like, spoiler or not spoiler, if you've seen the cartoon, that part where obviously, you know, he's about to be attacked, whatever, and then Toothless is like, what? You're not getting my dude. So like, you know, goes and like saves him. And then the dad's like, what is this? Toothless, right? And it's like, you do see that like your son's controlling it, right? You do see that like he's not after your son, he's defending your son, right? So why are you even trying to put it down if you see that connection? Like, even if it was like they had no connection, like let's say another dragon coming in and defending your kid, whatever, why immediately attack it? Like, why immediately do that whenever you see them defending your kid? Like, that's just so strange to me. I don't like that. Like, I don't like that at all. I just think it doesn't make any sense.
No,
at
I
all.
agree.
And like in every movie, I'm not even just criticizing this one, just like in every movie, I just don't think it makes any sense when like the adult doesn't listen. It's just stupid.
No, very, very true. That is actually so true. And I remember like that scene whenever Hiccup and literally I think it was Hiccup and Astrid was with him, I can't remember, but whenever they actually see the queen in like the nest at the beginning, and you're seeing all those dragons there, and they're like literally like not attacking him, and he's just there. I was like, in that moment, I was like freaking out, because I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna like go after him or whatever? And it's like, no, because he's with. So it was like that aspect of it for me. It's like, I don't think you can get that feel watching the Disney one, like, whereas with this, it's like, okay, you're getting those like real, and like you actually
like the real emotions of actually being like fearful and like caring for the character more.
About the character, and I really got invested in the character. It's funny because when I seen it, I really liked Astrid. Like, I loved her character like already from the beginning and all this stuff. I thought she was like really cute. I believe the actor name for her, I think, is Nico Parker. She was in another movie, but I liked her character. I loved her character, and then I actually liked them together. I remember at one point I was like, "Oh, kiss," and then they kiss, and Trevor's just like, "Not now," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Right? And I was like, when they kissed at the end, I was like, "Oh, cute! I'm loving this." Right? But no, I was literally loved this, like everything about this movie. I think casting, like Tresh said, was fantastic. Gerard Butler was amazing. Didn't even know he was in this movie, which was a great, nice surprise, because I mean, even I was gonna watch this movie obviously for the channel. The fact that they didn't announce that, oh, like Gerard Butler's in it, because I actually like him as an actor, it would have been another thing for me to go see. So the fact that he was in it was like a nice sprinkle and a nice surprise, like, you know, the cherry on top. So I actually like really liked this movie. I love this movie a lot. Chemistry between the characters were all really good. Like, you can all see that these, you know, people like really seem like they're really friends in real life now, and it was really portrayed on screen. Besides like the whole consensus of the movie that I didn't like, this movie personally, what I didn't like honestly was anything that had to do with like going against Toothless, because I'm always for the animals. I'm always for like the human connection with like an animal that's like forbidden. I'm always down for that, and like seeing the way that they care and everything like that. And I thought that Hiccup was like a good lead character, in the sense of like, he kind of was always like, okay, I'm trying, obviously everyone always tries to like appease their parents and stuff like that, right? But then he was like, okay, maybe there's like a different way on how to attack this problem, which was like the dragons obviously always coming and everything like that. And I feel like, as someone that's like constantly not heard, I feel like if this was like a good idea for a movie, because I'm sure like all kids feel like that all the time, like and so it's like, when they say it, I think PG movies, it's like obviously it's for everybody,
because they know that their parents have to bring the kid, right?
But
so there's also always have like those deep jokes for like the adults to understand, and this is also where it's like, don't overlook the message that's for like the adults as well, which is like, listen to your kids sometimes, like just hear them out, at least like let them tell you why they think the way that they think and everything else, instead of like ignoring them all the time, because you know, everybody sees things in such different ways,
for sure,
and there is a beauty in that, and there is truth to all of the ways that you see things, and it's like just having that respect. And so for him to be a character that's not heard by his only parent, you know, they always have them be like singular parents, I don't know why, but you know, to have that, I think is like a good message in the whole movie as a whole. And again, like, you know, obviously Toothless is adorable. I do think that like the side characters, like Astrid's friends, I kind of like don't know why they don't like him.
Yeah.
Like Astrid is just like, she's nonchalant towards him. She's like, I don't care, I just want to be the best.
Yeah.
But the other ones I just don't. And then obviously, you know, the one that likes her, Snotloot or whatever, likes her, and like she kind of sees that she'll be looking at, you know, Hiccup, so he doesn't like him. That makes sense. But the other ones, like, I don't really get that. I mean, at least the fish legs, like the bigger one, he doesn't care. He likes everybody. He, like, even in this movie, like, he was still nice with him and stuff like that. Yeah. So he doesn't care. But like the twins, I'm just like, why are you?
That's true. No,
you know, because they don't have that same dream as her, anyways, being the best. So why are you rude to him? Like, it's just weird.
Yeah. I think it's just because the odd one out that's not all going for the same thing. So if you're the odd one out, they're the one that starts.
Yeah, like there's always like, oh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
if you're
type
not
of thing.
like us, like
exactly. And I think the other thing I would like to say, just in terms of themes for like kids, parents, and like what are we really trying to say. I think one of the really good messages that came out in this movie that I liked is it's not all about brains actually really mean something, and having a brain and being smart or having intellect or even being wise and having wisdom goes a long way. And it just goes to show that when it comes to things like, you know, this type of war, battle type of stuff, that a lot of times just talking things out and trying to find another way that's more peaceful can definitely really go like a long way than always fighting and violence, right? Because obviously in this, like, with Hiccup's character, like, you know, him trying to find a way that maybe we can interact with them, we don't have to kill them, you know, maybe they're, like, you know, all that what if type of stuff, which is really went a long way in this. And obviously, as you see at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, everyone has a dragon now, and everybody likes it, and they interact together, and it's a nice, good cohabitation, and everyone's happy, the dragons are happy, and they just want to be, like, you know, just want to be loved. And obviously this whole thing of, like you were mentioning about the single parent thing, and obviously that's the reason why the dad's so against, like, slaying them, because, oh, they took your mother, da, 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 da. But it's like, you attack first, right? And then what do you think? If they're just defending themselves,
they have to do that. I also think, point of, like, what you said, where, like, you know, they ended up being, like, very cohesive, and it's like everyone has their own dragon and stuff like that. I think that was like also like a good moment, because it's kind of like, oh, like finding your match, and not even in like a romantic way. It's like another thing that I liked about the movie. I will say one thing I did not like about the movie, and I absolutely hated, which was Hiccup losing his leg.
Oh yeah, I was so upset. Oh yeah,
I came up with that. But it actually is like, oh my god, like that's so horrible. And it's like, I told her that was gonna happen, because for some reason I knew that he was going to lose it, so I feel like I didn't come up with that.
Just the leg, or losing?
No, the leg.
Oh, you knew it was leg.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I feel like I knew that was gonna happen, so that's why I'm like, oh, I don't think that they made that up for this movie. But I am like, I don't like that at all. Like, I won't watch this movie again, because like it ends in a negative way.
Yeah,
that is a negative way. As much as you guys want to be like, oh, everyone has a dragon, like they changed the way that they do things in like their tribe, colony, I don't know what to call it. I'm so sorry, I don't know what the correct term to call it, but in their community, whatever, he still lost his leg.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
And he didn't have to. It was like the dad's fault, because first of all, you guys can barely handle the dragons that come there, enough as it is, and you decide to go to the nest. Yeah, that's crazy.
Bravery.
Yeah, bravery is stupid.
I get it. But it
makes no sense.
It makes no sense. But at least he was a quote unquote, I guess, in this era, like, I guess the king of that, whatever, that I'm actually not scared to get my hands dirty, and I'm going to be the one leading the charge. So it was going to be that. But again,
but he was leading them to death.
No,
and it was very obvious. Like, it was, it wasn't even a little bit like they had a chance. Like, they literally had no chance. You guys, like, and he was like, don't go there. I've been there. Yeah. It is, no, you can't handle him. And, like, he took that on more so as, like, watch me. And it's like, no, like, heed my warning, please. Like, I don't want to lose you. What, you want to leave me with no parents? No parent, no. Yeah. So basically, like, I don't really care for the father, obviously.
You didn't really care for it in that. Yeah, no, for sure. I totally get that. That sucks that it's that, but at least it's not something worse. But again, all of them were like, I want to lose a limb anyways. They're all, like, happy and parading it, so whatever. Gives them cool points.
It's like a badge of honor kind of thing. Bad honor. I don't really care what they, like, deem it as, whatever. Like, I think that's, like, a terrible ending. Like, I don't think that that's, like, a good thing.
Well, they kissed. That was a great ending.
I think that the dad should have lost something.
Oh, the dad instead of Hiccup.
Yeah, like, I think he's, like, too young. Anyways. Yeah. Whatever. I could go on about that part forever. No. So, okay, so favorite character?
To be honest, Astrid, honestly, just, and the thing is, it's like, when I saw where
minus Toothless,
yes, because at the end of this movie, I said, call me Toothless, is literally what I said my nickname. In my head, I was like, I don't think I would have liked her character as much, like, in the Disney animation of how they made her character. I like what they did with the actor, Nico Parker, I'm pretty sure that's her name. I like her being Astrid, and what made me actually like her character a lot was her, to the point I started looking up what other movies she's in so I can watch her, because I really liked her. Like, her eyes were very nice, and she's got really bold eyes, so yeah, I mean, draw me in there. And I love that they gave her a braid. Loving all of it, because we got braids. Yeah, it's kind of, my hair is kind of like in a braid like hers. Anyways, but yeah, I like that. So, Trash, do we agree with the rating of IMDb's 8.1 and the Rotten Tomatoes of 77? Do we agree with that? Are we a little bit low, a little bit high?
I can agree with Rotten Tomato.
77? Okay, yeah. That's a good movie. That's like 3 out of 4 stars basically, which is good. That's a good, awesome. And then I guess I know where we're going with this, because you kind of alluded to it.
Well, there's nothing I would have changed. Okay. So yeah, so it's like, yeah, I guess I agree with the 77 or 80%. Okay, and that's 80%. Just off of just the movie it is. No, the fact that it's not a Disney movie, and like, this is why, like, it's getting a pretty good rating. Yeah, like, there's nothing they could have changed. Like, they did absolutely nothing wrong. I thought the movie was great production, all those things. Okay, good. The storyline is what I have a problem with, and that's not their fault. So, like, me rating the movie, cinematic side is that. Great. Okay, cool. I like that. And obviously, the movie side, it's like 60%. Okay, that's not bad. That's fine, because again, they're following a script of an older movie and just so actual like movie, actual like script wise, 60%. Yeah, like because I just don't like that trope of like parents not listening. I like that. And obviously, based on what you said, obviously you like Stitch is the better movie. I think Stitch is the better movie between two. Okay, absolutely. Okay. And not because I just love Stitch, because obviously there's still like an animal here for me to like have likeness to, just like Stitch, right? Like, they both don't talk. It's both a human and a creature building a bond, so it's the exact same thing. But I thought Stitch was like, better, more wholesome, more family, like. That's more of that. That is true. I think you can take a whole family to watch the movie. Whereas, like, with this movie, to me, there was some stuff that with those dragons are kind of a little frightful and all that. That I feel like if you had younger kids, that they could be like leaning on you type thing and blocking their eyes. I could really see that. But good movie. I honestly think, to be honest with you, I think that they are like just tied in terms of like what I'm seeing on the screen and how it made me feel, my emotions and everything like that. And I think, great job for How to Train Your Dragon, in the sense of me just watching a movie. I don't know what the movie's about, whatever storyline, and I'm hooked. And that when the next one comes out, I'm 100% watching it. And that's a great thing to do. So good for whoever made this movie and putting it on screen, and did a great job, because I never watched the first one, so I had no attachment. Okay, so do you agree with the ratings? I agree. To be honest with you, I do agree with the ratings. I think with the because it was 77% and 81. If anything, I could maybe make it 79, 77. Like, I'm pretty okay with the Rotten Tomatoes one. 8.1 makes it kind of like getting towards like almost like perfection. And I'm like, for the story, it was great, but it's not my type of movie in the sense that I'm not really a medievally kind of person, like Viking-ish. Like, that's just not my genre of movie. So I was to say, if it was my genre of movie, and from how good this was put on screen, and it was just not a Viking movie, I think I could have seen it getting a 9, 10, whatever. But just because it's like a Viking is, but it was great. I liked it, and
I mean, they're tied. Like Stitch, the sister ball, I can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? I can't beat that. I loved what I saw on thing, but it was really good. So both movies are definitely must-sees, guys. I would love to hear you guys' opinion if you guys watch both, which one you like, whether you agree with me, where you think they're even, whether you agree with Treasure, you think Stitches are, or maybe you don't agree with us at all and you think that How to Train Your Dragon is knocking it out of the water.
Yeah, maybe you agree with the critics and you think it's the best movie of the summer. Let us know what you guys think down below. I can't wait to read your comments because I think that they're going to differ from ours, especially if you actually watch the first one. And actually, before we actually end this video, there was one little tidbit is that this movie cost less to make than the actual original. Yes.
Wasn't it like, I swear it was like 100 to 300 or something, or 150 to 300 million. So great investment on your return. Like, fantastic.
Great, yeah.
And then I also just want to give a shout out to one of our actual followers and subscribers that commented in our last video. Thank you so much. We really loved your comment. Please keep commenting. Thank you for all the support. And for all you guys, keep on commenting. We love all your support, but just had to give that shout out. Thank you so much. And join us again next time, y'all. We're going to have another great video for y'all. Love you. And so watch with us. Key out.
Treasure out.